This is the video for Friday, November the 13th. And we finished the day with the McClellan oscillator making a jump back to almost back to the overbought line, not making a new high here. It was just a tremendous day. It was a very big week. We've gone from this deeply oversold area way into the overbought and now pulled back almost to the middle line, now almost to the overbought line. Let's look at the charts. The S&P, NIO is going to be an interesting one to look at, but the S&P nudged a new high. This line here, the 0%, represents not the new high, not the all-time high, but the all-time closing high, and we've exceeded the all-time closing high. Have we exceeded the all-time high? Well, we did, and there we closed. So we've come back and we've done what we thought we would do a double top. You can almost feel a pullback in the making. The volatility index, however, continues to be choppy, but not in the area that we call really comfortable, in this area right in here where the market just is really complacent. We're still in a period of slight nervousness. Apple, 119.25, finished with this play right off of the 8, which was at the top of the cloud. Remember, there are no coincidences. When you see things like moving averages and cloud surfaces in the same place, you know that trades are going to come back to that point, and that was a bounce off of both of those. And the Chiku span now is inside the cloud, and let's see, this is this was Friday, so this will be Monday. Monday, this is the area here. It could come down to bounce. The Chiku span could come down to 117 roughly, but we certainly don't want it to end the day below 120 right here, 120.08, or even this area right here. So if we take that green line and we move it up to the bottom of that candle, that's where we would like to see the Chiku span finish the day, just a little bit higher than this, so that it can manage to break above the candles and just have a great run as it surpasses 78.6%. So that's always a tough one to break. We've tried now for at least 1, 2, 3, 4, better part of a week now. We've been trying to reach or break the 78.6. Always a tough one to crack. Caterpillar just continued to inch up to 181.23, which would complete that shark pattern that I was skeptical about, but there it is. The stock that I think we're all looking at is NIO, and I think we learned a lot about this stock on Friday. Why? Because somebody announced that they were selling short. I think it was some hedge fund said that NIO had its day, and of course the stock plummeted from its high, and its high was where? Right at this 278 Fibonacci and the Woody's pivot of R3. So they were the target for the day, and we hit that, and we pulled back to where? We pulled back to S1, Woody's pivot, jumped back to the 238.2, pulled back to the S1, then to the S2. When it started bouncing off of the S2, I sold some calls. I got carried away here, and I did buy some stock around $52, so right in here at this pullback. But because I couldn't get it at 45 and 46 last week when I wanted to, so I bought at 52, thinking that the shares that I have that have the 41 and 43 covered calls expiring this Friday were going to be lost to me, so I wanted to stay in the game. But I sold for $4.10 next week's 55 call. So when we had this massive drop, my 55 call, actually it was $5.10, I think, and it dropped down to $1.29. So that was a $1,500 profit. I was able to get out of those, and I waited until it started to level off, and then before the market closed, I resold next week's 55 call. So I sold it for 190, bought it back for 190, and I sold it for like 335. So I actually made pocketed some cash on this NIO pullback, but this shows some strength here. I tweeted after we had support at S2 that whenever there's a seller, there's a buyer. So somebody was panicking and selling because of the short seller news, but somebody was buying. And once we hit S2, the day traders, the technical traders, just kept buying into the close. And we finished the day, at a pretty respectable value, 44.56, which is really darn good for this stock. I know it pulled back from 55 roughly, but that's a nice comeback, and I'm really glad that I own the stock. All of my stock now, 1,300 shares, are all tied up with short calls that all expire on Friday, 41, 43, and 55. So I'm going to have my eye really watching this one very carefully. We want to look at Boeing. And Boeing, let's see, these are the banks. The banks pretty much, that's a 5-minute chart. Let's go to a one-day chart here. We really can't see very much there, but the banks didn't have a bad day. They had, I think, an up day as I recall, but we want to look at Boeing. And how did Boeing do? Boeing had a nice big bounce off of the 200 simple moving average. So is it time to buy this stock again? It's looking pretty good. I better take that call from my wife. Have a good weekend.